I'm Dinah McCullum.
I'm Nog Nargang, in for Andrew Ivame.
And this is Fan vs. Fan for The Flash, mid-season finale. Tonight's episode of The Flash. Barry went and got Jay Garrick from Earth 3 to help him out with Savitar. We learned Dr. Alchemy is definitely Julian. Learned that no problem. Savitar got in Cisco's head. Savitar beat everyone up. We threw him into the Speed Force, and oops, Iris might have a limited amount of time. All right, and that's what happened. Now we're going to talk about our pros. All right, before we get into pros, we are going to briefly talk about last week's we talked about last week's episode, but then
we've got
Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow.
We've got the whole crossover to happen.
There was more Flash,
and it was really Barry-centric since we're talking about the Flash tonight.
I mean, the Arrow episode wasn't, but the Flash, the Legends episode, was a lot of Barry.
Everybody dealt with, like, the aliens showed up because Barry screwed up the timeline, which seems to be a resonating theme this whole season is Barry, don't screw up the timeline.
No, they showed up because Cisco went back and screwed. No, why did they show up?
They showed up the first time because of Barry
because of
Allen.
Metahumans. Oh yes, because they wanted him prisoner, and they were like, "You have to give yourself up."
That's right.
And he was like, "I will, because I'm a hero."
It was all about Barry being the problem, Barry being forgiven. Cisco finally forgave Barry, which seemed to be the big push that
all three episodes
everything
were
needed
about
that.
the Cisco thing. Yeah.
Everyone noticed that Cisco wasn't quite cool with Flash.
Mm-hmm. But it really bothered me the way they did that, because when Cisco was so mad about time travel, for him to instantly be like, "I want to time travel," like he didn't realize there are repercussions.
Yeah,
to time
and then
traveling?
he had his whole
so mad
butterfly
about
effect problem.
to time traveling?
Yeah, so then he goes, "Oh, I actually had to touch the rock to see it was hot to know not to do that."
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of forgave Barry because he realized he's dumb too.
Yeah. So yeah, and all that sorted itself out with Barry and Supergirl putting tiny little things on every single alien to put them in tremendous amounts of pain.
Yeah, that would suck.
It would suck. It was like, it was violent but not violent solution. It worked.
And then they all just bailed.
And they were all just like, "Oh, screw this hurts. Oh no.
I don't like these mosquitoes. Let's get out of here."
Metahumans.
Yeah,
but
really
all right.
weird.
So let's get to this week's episode,
Yes.
though. Now we're back on regular season track with Savitar. Aliens are gone. What did you like about this episode, Doug?
I really liked that we all sort of knew that Julian was Alchemy. I don't think anybody didn't think that the whole season.
I mean,
so I like that got
seemed clear.
Yep, he's Alchemy, right away. But that he didn't know it.
I did like that because I do like Julian. I like the actor whose name is escaping me. Tom Felton. I like Tom Felton. And I'm really glad that for once they weren't being betrayed and fooled.
Yeah.
This is the first time that someone's didn't know they were the bad guy, which is kind of a nice change.
To be fair, they get betrayed and fooled by their friends, and he has not been their friend all season.
No, so the one guy who was mean to them wasn't actually trying to betray them.
He's actually been true.
Yeah, it would have been maybe that would have been the one to actually betray them then.
Probably.
That would have been really clever. I'm going to be an asshole, and then people won't suspect I'm betraying them.
And another pro for me is for sure that Jay Garrick was back. John Wesley Shipp is so good. And an awesome little cameo from Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill just showing up for a day. Just being like, yeah, give me a nice suit and muck up my teeth, and we're going to have a great time.
Other than that, it was a cool episode. It was fun a lot of fun to watch. They're in certain danger, that Savitar's faster than everybody else.
So much faster.
The way we said at the end, what a happy, it's a wonderful Flash. It seemed to end on a very happy note, other than the fact that
Iris will be dead,
possibly in a possible future.
Yeah, I was surprised no cliffhanger ending. I will agree on your pros. I love John Wesley Shipp. I love that even though he's playing Jay Garrick, he's still best dad, which is a running theme with us. We're best dad.
He still is the best dad.
He's still the best dad. He's still so good. I will say my big pro of this episode is kind of along the same lines as Julian as Dr. Alchemy. I love that Savitar isn't someone we know. I love that there shouldn't be anyway a reveal about who Savitar is. It's not going to be and it's the DA.
But he said it's, you do this to me in the future.
Yeah, so it's someone we meet in the future, so we don't know.
Could be tomorrow, could be years from now.
It's probably Reverse Flash further in the future.
It's
probably the same
guy. That guy's
guy.
Such a jerk.
It's all one guy, just screwing up time.
A Mobius strip of Reverse
again.
Flashes.
So yeah, I think everything revealing villain-wise was really great.
Absolutely.
Really fun episode. And do we have anyone asking questions in the chat?
Glistum says he's glad that Julian wasn't purposely Alchemy, like you guys just observed. Chris Hack seems very excited that Iris died.
Chris Hack, very excited Iris died. I think Savitar is with me, at least, in that Iris and Barry dating is weird, and he's like, no.
Yeah. I will not handle brother and sister doing it on my Earth.
I don't like speedsters, and I don't like weird brother-sister relationships. Yeah, I don't need her dead. I wouldn't mind if they just weren't together as a couple. I mean, I don't think she's actually going to die. We saw the future. We're going to save her.
Sir Titan is glad that Barry kept his job.
Yes, very nice. Merry Christmas.
I actually kind of liked Barry not having a job. I actually didn't want him to get his job back because he doesn't need it. Joe can do all the detective worky stuff. And Barry owns Star Labs. He does not need a job.
The only part of that weirds me out is that Barry has had no job and bought a house.
But he owns Star Labs. He's very rich.
I guess
he owns Star Labs. He owns that hangar, the Hall of Justice they were in last week.
He owns a lot of stuff.
That's a line he had. He came out, he's like, yeah, I guess I own this. I'm like, you are so rich. You don't need any of these jobs. I totally expected he was just going to be full-time Flash and not get that job back.
Idol Leader, loving Kid Flash and Jay Garrick, just all that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'm really glad they gave Wally an outfit. Because I'm really sick of this storyline of Wally, you can't be a Flash yet.
You can't be a Flash, you can't be a Flash. We gave Jessie an outfit right away, but you can't be a Flash.
Jessie was super responsible, though. Jessie really made good work. She did good stuff. Jessie, I miss her.
Alias 1495, thinking what we're all thinking. Jay Garrick didn't die, thank God.
Yes.
Oh, Jay Garrick didn't die, which...
I'm so happy.
Ooh, and you were like, you know he's going to die. And I'm like, no, we just lost you. We just lost you, John Wesley Shipp. I lost you back on Dawson's Creek days. I can't lose you again.
Yeah.
I can't lose you, John Wesley Shipp. All right, that's a lot of pros. We're gonna move on to our cons, though.
Now, cons, I have a few.
You have a few?
I have a few.
Hit me with one. I'll hit
one
you
of
with
them one of them is kind of Easter eggy, but it relates to Jay Garrick. Mostly because this Jay Garrick, the classic helmet outfit Jay Garrick, is from Earth 2 in the comic books. But he's from Earth 3 in this series.
Yes.
And Earth 3 is traditionally the home of the crime syndicate where everybody's evil. Where Johnny Quick is the name of the evil Flash and Power Ring is the name of the evil Green Lantern. So I am still thinking that because it's Earth 3, there's something evil going to happen with Jay Garrick.
I feel like maybe that as well, because even though we open with him like catching the trickster, his idea of throwing a speed god into the Speed Force sounds
not
like
a good idea.
Terrible idea.
Do you know how a prayer wheel works? Like, you're just making him stronger.
Yeah, he's gonna be just made of more Speed Force now. Like, I feel like that was Jay finding a way to make Savitar stronger or something, or just a real dumb move.
Real dumb.
Because I say just give that box to Supergirl and she'll throw it in the sun, and we're gonna be done with it.
You can call her now. You have a little beeper.
You made a little beeper.
You got a beeper for Supergirl. Hey, come toss this in the sun. You're good.
All right. My con, I'm gonna throw it there, is I think Cisco is a smarter man than falling for a hallucination of a brother he doesn't even like that much.
Were they like fighting, but when he was alive?
Were never close. That was their whole storyline. The whole storyline was they weren't close until Captain Cold kidnapped his brother and murdered him in front of him, and that only happened like a year ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought Cisco was better than just falling for hallucination.
And I have a mild con, which is does everybody have to hook up on this show? Like, are they setting up Caitlin and Draco Malfoy?
It seemed like they were.
Like, it just people can just be and not hook up.
Well, now that we've mildly resolved her storyline about being Killer Frost, she needs a love interest that she can be worried about because he's got issues.
Oh.
Can she have a man without issues, please?
No, that's not how the Flash works.
We've got to find someone without issues. Like that poor DA. She's got no issues.
No, go spend Christmas with your kid. It's Christmas Eve. Oh, that's my kid. Spend Christmas with your damn family.
Well, she's got to get drunk off that eggnog.
What if it turns out they have the same grandma?
I think they do. I think that's why they have the same eggnog recipe. I think
Flash
they're related.
loves incest.
Oh. The whole West family.
Not only does the Flash love incest, but the entire show, the crossover, loved incest, especially when Brandon Rose Adam character and Felicity shared that moment about Kara looking like his cousin.
Oh, that was amazing. That was so good.
All right, what do you got?
Yeah, we have Ida later again. She really hates the fact that Julian Stark is pretty much resolved now.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he just be, bitter and alone? Just why can't he do that?
No, he's got to come back for love, Christmas love.
He's got to come back for Christmas love in that sweet 3-piece suit. Him and Iris are going to a very different party than everyone else that was at that party.
Like I said, she's dressed like a velvet woman of the evening and sits in Barry's lap who's dressed like a dad in a cardigan.
Yeah,
that's super creepy.
Old man,
so gross.
with 8 kids cardigan on, and
he
she's
needed
like,
a pipe.
let's go to the club.
I wish he'd have pulled out a pipe and went, well, time to get your Christmas present.
Stacey H. Barry putting Iris's name on an apartment lease without telling her she already has a lease.
What did you say? That's fraud.
That's fraud, yeah. So yeah, Iris's name on a lease. First of all, you talk about these kind of things, moving in together.
Yeah.
You talk about pets for Christmas.
Yep.
You talk about moving in together for Christmas. Maybe she really likes her other place. Maybe she wants some space. She had a lot of issues with Teddy when she was dating him.
And we don't know where that house is, but get some curtains if you're going to do it on the floor.
Oh, and they're totally about to do it on the floor.
Oh,
she was wearing that slinky dress. Yeah.
He just going through the buttons on his dad cardigan, all 20 of them. Just nice and slow.
Gonna be pretty quick.
Then taking off the many button shirt. It's going to take hours.
No, it's not. He's the Flash. It's going to be so quick. Sure. No one's going to see. That's why they don't need curtains.
And Glistum asking, why didn't they call Constantine? He's an expert in old artifacts.
Why
and
didn't
like
they
that.
call Constantine? I don't think Flash knows Constantine. I think only Arrow knows.
I think Ollie knows Constantine, but I don't think Flash does.
I think Ollie has not let everyone know that he knows a magic man. Even though as soon as Barry found out there were aliens, he's like, I'm calling all my friends.
When Constantine calls Ollie, does Heart's Magic Man play as his ringtone?
I don't know that song.
I would want it. He's a magic man.
All right, it makes sense.
I want that.
And Alias 1495 again. Didn't like that Barry got his job back. Agreeing with you.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like he does not need that job. I feel like he's better without it, just more full-time flashing. It's kind of like how Oliver on Arrow doesn't have a job anymore. He hasn't for a couple seasons.
Classic.
Just all the time.
Also, classic. I intercepted the paperwork before it got to the boss's desk. Here's your badge. I tore it up and, give me a break. Julian would have been there watching that package go to the chief.
Julian's such a dick.
This is it. Make sure you read this.
Yeah, Julian would have been like, sign it. I'm going to bring it to HR myself. I'm going to rip up your paychecks.
He'd have put it on the chief's desk and then looked right at the chief and said, did you get this? Mm-hmm. He would have made sure.
Mm-hmm. I'll just be right here until you sign that. Yeah, he would have done that. Julian's quite an asshole.
Kai the Monkey 24 and Glistum both very confused by the amount of Zeppelins on Earth 3.
First of all,
confused by the amount of Zeppelins.
It's a dirigible planet, and every alternate Earth has to be Art Deco in some way. Columns, artwork, dirigibles everywhere.
It's the classic way of knowing you're on the wrong Earth. I mean, they use
so many Zeppelins.
They use it on Doctor Who. They use it on that new show Timeless. Whenever you're on the wrong place, it's a dirigible. But also, you know what? Very eco-friendly. So,
except if they run on hydrogen, very dangerous.
Dangerous, but we're not destroying the Earth.
Well,
we're not. I don't know a lot about hydrogen.
And it looks pretty. It looks pretty good in that filter that they use too. Every Earth has a filter.
Every Earth is a little bit different. Well, it's because even Supergirl's so bright.
Love that Kelvin filter.
All right, so those are our pros and cons, and now we're gonna go into Easter eggs.
All right, I already revealed one Easter egg that kind of Earth 3 is the crime planet.
We've been to Earth 3 before.
We've been to Earth 3 before, but Earth 19 is where they say Wells is from.
Which is the first time I think we've heard what number he's from.
And so in the DC Multiverse, which came out maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, they listed a few of them, and I was thinking, maybe Earth 19 is one that they haven't listed, but they did list it. It's actually the Gotham by Gaslight Earth, which is Victorian era, where Bruce Wayne is trying to solve the Jack the Ripper murders, and the Joker is a criminal whose face has been drawn into a smile by strychnine, and it's very Victorian. So, in a way, this HR has a pocket watch and a derby and is always wearing a vest, and so he has the trappings of that Victorian steampunky stuff.
He definitely has steampunky
But
vibes.
I don't know about the drumsticks, and I don't know about his magic pen that changes his face.
Well, the magic pen feels steampunky, even though it's very high tech.
Yeah.
But I feel like the drums are him being we don't have these on my planet.
No.
Just picking up stuff we don't have yet.
Just a little odd. And then when Flash jumps into the future, he looks up at a street sign that says Infantino Street, where I squealed.
You did.
Carmine Infantino is an artist from who passed away in 2013, but he was a guy who drew the Flash, and him and Len Wein co-created the Human Target, who appeared on Arrow this year. And also, if I may, Carmine Infantino was the artist on the great 1985 4-issue miniseries of Red Tornado, my favorite character. So
double downing on Easter eggs here.
Yeah,
Easter
for
eggs
sure.
And personal notes.
So I always freak out a little bit when I see the artist names. I know Jeff Lemire, who wrote on the Flash or on Arrow, has been used in Arrow before. Yeah. So I love seeing the names of old comic book artists as the streets. Always look at it and hear the street names.
It's
always something important.
Arrow also did when they were doing Misfits, they were Gail Simone's name came up. Yeah, definitely they come up. Yeah. Also, I think another one really quick. They said Jared Murillo was the guy who was being captured in the future. He's a detective from Flash Comics. And then just, I think, kind of an Easter egg, but not really because it's canon. The Philosopher's Stone, just a fun thing, is also...
Draco Malfoy and the Philosopher's Stone. So great.
It's such a weird crossover.
I really enjoyed... There was a lot of weird moments where we were, like, everything crossed over. There was a lot of Christmas movies referenced tonight.
But it's not really a crossover, because, like, Dr. Alchemy actually uses the Philosopher's Stone. This isn't just them making a Harry Potter joke.
It's just weird.
It's just weird timing that they hired this guy.
Did anybody else catch anything?
Just checking here.
Somebody tweeted me and said that they liked that Savitar did the scraping the blades down the wall like Freddy, but I also said Wolverine and anybody with 2 blades in an enclosed space would have to do that.
Anyone with swords.
You're menacing, man.
Not so much an Easter egg, but we've been here before. Why is Barry keeping secrets from Iris? It might even cause her death eventually, because, that kind of stuff has happened previously.
Well, I'll tell you why he doesn't say anything, because it's Christmas, and nothing ruins a Christmas boner like telling your girlfriend that she's going to die in the future.
There's that. Also, he's got like 5 months. Tell her in 4 months.
Yeah.
Why, enjoy your 5 months, and then like the day before be like, we should go to France.
We should get married right now for no reason.
You should write an article so that it won't disappear in 8 years.
And Sir Titan with sort of a late con. Why can they just travel to other universes without explanation? That's happening too easily.
Why can they travel really easily now? I think because Cisco can use his powers much better.
Yeah, and I think he knows. I think those goggles help him focus. He's got prescription goggles now. Because
Vibe on Earth 2, who was working for Zoom, could open them no problem.
Yeah, so I think now he's learning how to do that.
Yeah, because it took like 3 tries to get to Supergirl's world, but I think he's getting much better. Yeah, so I think that's all what's going on there.
I think so.
Yeah, that is it.
All right, that's it. Oh, that's it for us then.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. This is the mid-season finale, so we'll be back until 2017.
It'll be next year?
Oh, yeah.
I won't even be here.
No, you won't. We'll replace you with Andrew again.
Oh, man.
Oh, don't feel bad. But you've been great. Thank you
thanks.
so much
I've had a
here.
great time doing it. I hope Andrew's had a great time on tour.
We hope he's been having a great time. I haven't been getting updates from him. But if you want more of us next year, make sure you follow Dorkshelf on Twitter, @Dorkshelf. Subscribe on YouTube. You'll get notified when we have new videos up. You can follow me on Twitter @WordsOfDiana.
You can follow me @NugNargang on Twitter.
And so you follow...
Oh, can I plug my podcast?
Plug your podcast!
I do a podcast where we improvise some Twilight Zone-y stories, so we really don't know where they're going other than certain doom. The podcast is called Illusionoid. I do it with some other Second City alumni, and please give it a listen. It's a lot of fun.
It's very funny. I've listened to it. And so...
And if you want a fan versus fan t-shirt as a Christmas gift...
Ooh.
All right, if you want a fan versus fan t-shirt as a Christmas gift, you can go to tpublic.com/Dorkshelf. We have Fan shirts, we have Dorkshelf shirts, and they're on sale this week, I believe.
Yeah, there's also From Superhero shirts.
There's also From Superhero shirts. That's my brand.
Very nice.
So yeah, check those out. Buy those. Great Christmas gifts. They'll get to you in time for Christmas by now. And so that's about it for us from The Flash. And we will see you next year.
Kicked him out.